Well, nothing's that simple, but that's a key component. Looking at the first time we played them, we were very stagnant, and so we have to get a lot more motion, different bodies into the overload, different bodies into the short corner, quick reversals. I think everyone left after the first game was trying to get the assist, right? Catch the ball and hold it for 3 seconds, trying to find that person to throw it to so they can get the back to the basket. Sometimes we just have to quick reversals, get the zone moving, and then attack.
How important is it to identify which zone they're in before you attack?
It's very important, and they do a very good job of trying to make them look, the multiple zones that they play look the same. They do a very good job of going a few possessions of one thing, a few possessions of something else, of just changing defenses. And that's key. It's key that you don't spend 6, 7 seconds standing around trying to figure out what they're doing, and then now you start attacking, and all of a sudden it's 10 seconds on the shot clock.
What do you feel has been the difference defensively lately? Can you bottle up what you were able to do more than that?
I hope so.
Yeah. I think there's special bottling.
Exactly. Our guys, the defensive intensity, defensive effort was as good as it's been this year, and we've been getting better. And we still will continue to get better. So hopefully we can come out and do it again. So that's what good teams do. It's not a one-time thing. Hopefully we can do it again.
John, to have that intensity at home against the number 4 team in the country, with your fans behind you, and now having to do it on the road against a team that's in second to last. I know you say the margin between 1 and 10 is very small.
You heard me say that.
Yeah, but is it human nature maybe to maybe have a little bit of a letdown, or you have to prevent against that?
I don't know. Meaning, you have 17 to 22-year-old young men in there, and that's a very unpredictable pool in anything in life. But that being said, I think there's an honest understanding that it isn't just coach speak. I think it's an honest realization on their part that every team in this league is good. I think that they realize that every team has a very small margin for error, and we have to play very well every night, and that's part of being in the Big East. And so I think that's genuine on their part. I think that they do understand it. Now, how we respond to it, we'll see.
Looking back at the last game, a lot went right for you guys. Now that you've had a chance to look at the film, is there anything that stands out that needs significant improvement, or something that you need to improve on your weekend in that game?
What would you say?
I don't know. I'm not the coach.
Well, what would you say? You watch this as much video.
I didn't watch the overhead tape. I'm sitting watching.
Based on what you feel sitting there watching it.
I don't know. There's a reason I'm here and you're here. So.
But you have opinions.
Yeah, but
Which you write about every day.
No one cares about my opinion.
I care about your opinion. I think the way you phrase it, is there anything significant? And I'm not sure I would characterize that. But we have to continue. Our team is getting better, I think, in every area, and that's how we are approaching it. I think we have to continue to move forward. You try not to, when you have a horrible loss, to think that you're horrible, and when you have a very good win, like the other day, just to think that you're your best thing since sliced bread. I think that the years that we've stayed even keel and understand, okay, we have to improve, we have to improve, we have to improve, all the years that we've been good. And so, I don't think you can look at that one game, where, as I said, after that game, there was many things that went right for us. They were off. To look at that and say, wow, we've arrived. We're not looking at it like that at all. We're still a work in progress.
So if I were to ask you right now, even though you're sitting atop the Big East standings, do you feel that you have the best team in the Big East right now?
I think to a certain extent, if you ask any one of 10 teams, do you think they're the best team? Probably all 10 at some point might feel like that. I think that's irrelevant. Whether you're the best team, you have to be the best team the next night. And if you're the best team enough times the next night, then you end up being the best team.
John, was there anything Isaac had been doing in practice and preparation that may have suggested he was going to hit a winning shot with 6 seconds left, or have a career high against Villanova, the number 14 in the country?
No, I think he's progressing. I think I said to you guys, we're standing over there a couple of weeks or months ago. At some point the skies are going to open up for him, and I think he's just getting to the point where he's thinking less and just letting his instincts take over. He has getting, he's attaining an understanding of what we want. And so he's thinking less about where should I go, what should I do. And it happens. That happens. Some people have said that some people, it takes a very short period of time. Some people, it takes a little longer. I think he's getting to that point where he's just playing.
So is there anything that you would recommend he do, what you think he should be doing to make sure the success is this long term?
Rebound.
First time around against Marquette, Fisher was very efficient on the interior without giving too much away. What do you guys have to do to make things more difficult for him on Saturday?
You know, they do a good job. They understand who they are at both ends of the court. And so, you know, 40 was efficient against us. You know, 13's been playing incredible the last couple of games. And so, you know, I think that, and I've said this about, I mean, I know you guys might think I say this about every team, but as I sit and prepare, they're another one of these teams where you can't just focus on one person because of other bodies that can hurt you. So it's a group effort, it's a team effort. You know, we just want to hopefully try to make all of them slightly uncomfortable.
Speaking of rebounding, how important is it to keep Taylor off the glass? He seems, when he's active around that rim, they play at another level.
They do. It gives them another dimension when he's getting second and third shots for them. There's no doubt. So he's definitely one of these guys that's an energy guy that they feed as much as you guys have heard me say. We feed off a lot that Jabril does. They feed off a lot of what Stephen Taylor does.
Talk about the difference a year makes. Last year at this time, you guys were in the midst of a 5-game losing streak. Now you're sitting atop the Big East after defeating the number 4 team handily at home. Just talk about that difference in emotions of this season and last season.
I've tried to, in the depths of my mind, forget most of last year. No, it's two different things. I mean, and you've heard me say last year was extremely difficult for many different reasons. We felt like, you know, between losing Greg and losing Josh and losing Jabril and Nate gets in. I don't think Nate ever sat out a game, but he was injured for 2 or 3 or 4 games. It wasn't 100%. Then you lose Moses. We had to continuously find different ways to win within the same season. And it got to a point where we just weren't deep enough to sustain that on a consistent basis. This year, knock on wood again, was real good. You know, we're the second semester started. You know, we have the same team same number of bodies that we did October 15th. And so that's the main difference. You know, we're a little deeper now. We're a very different team on many different levels.
With that in mind, how did you feel when you saw Trey Witt get clunked and have to go leave the bench? I mean, were you very concerned?
I was very concerned because, you know, Jabril's not one of these people. If he says he's hurt, he's hurt. You know, it's not like he just wants to take a break. You know, if he says he's hurt, there's a concern. And at one point he said, "Coach, I can't go back in." And so, you know, in the midst of trying to figure out what to do next offensively and defensively, you know, wow, what is going on? So it was a big concern, and then he kind of got himself together, came back in and made, for the second game in a row, made some plays that made us win, some huge plays that made us win. So I was very concerned.
A big part of it was Copeland against Villanova on Monday, but you know the bench has been producing a lot for you guys lately. In the first game against Marquette, only 5 points from the bench. How important is it going to be for those guys to step up on Saturday?
It's extremely important, just because of it's kind of a different answer to the question I've got. We need everyone to come in and contribute, and it'll be different people, different nights. But you know, it's not like in most positions that the guys are on the bench. The guys that are starting, there's a significant difference between those guys and the guys that are coming in for them. So it just happen to be the first 5 guys to put out there. And so we need the guys to come off the bench to be ready to play and help contribute.
Anything else, guys?
Thanks, John.
Safe trip.